I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you gotta do it. Hey, what's up, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the after show for 90 Day Fiancé. I'm your host, Alex Bowers. The left of me, we have Stacy Olivas. I catch my breath the whole 3 years. Stacy is here with us, and she has the special questions later on. What do you think? We have Linda Antwi,
hi guys,
with all of the tea, and Ashley Bowden.
Hey y'all.
Ashley, if you were here with me, we don't have
the live chat
going, but that doesn't mean you guys can't like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and do that now. Thumbs up this video while you're at it.
Yes.
Send it to your mom, your dad, whoever, your boo. Valentine's Day is coming up, okay?
It is coming up.
Go ahead and
Next.
See how they really feel about you. Talk about some of these topics in the episode. A cast member was caught saying that he's single. Find out which one said that. Linda has the video, okay?
Linda.
We can't really find the video anywhere else, that specific clip. So if you want to see it, stay tuned. Please.
We can find the specific clip, and I'll post it on my Instagram later.
Oh, on your Instagram.
But
Okay,
she has
cool.
all the deets. She knows everything.
You know,
she knows everything about all 90 Days.
okay, perfect. Sounds good. What did you guys think about this episode altogether?
Tragedy. It was kind of ugly. Some parts I was really uncomfortable because I was like, damn, that was messed up. There's Robert and Annie that bugged me the most.
Yeah.
That part.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding these episodes, at least the last few, a little slow. Like, just a little, like, let's pick up the action.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's pick up the drama. All of this stuff, like, I don't need you to drag it all out. I already know that Angela's going to be mad about the K3. I already know that Annie's not happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's pick this up.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a tad.
I think it was a little drawn out and slow and basically a continuation of last week.
Yeah. Especially to be on episode 11. Like,
Right.
come on. Because we know, like, okay, 90 days typically is like what?
Slow for
like,
the first 3-4 episodes.
Yeah. And then, like, you probably have like 14 episodes in the season. So we needed something to get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are they an hour and like longer than an hour and a half?
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. They should do an hour, cram it all in, throw some crazy stuff.
Throw some crazy stuff in there, absolutely. So we're gonna actually hop right into one of the crazy couples, Robert and Annie, and let's add the sis Robin and the bro Kenny. Okay.
Kenny.
So Annie, we saw she met Kenny for the first time.
Yes.
Thoughts on Kenny from the very beginning?
I think he was judgmental, and I think that he didn't even give her a chance. He had already preconceived who she was before she even walked through that door. And I just think that for someone who has 7 kids, and I'm going to throw it out there, he didn't say this, but I'm sure it's by different baby mamas, you are in no position to talk about anything and not be open-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously you live an alternative lifestyle
Right.
with all them babies.
Right, and how dare you say that she might, for all you know, she could have been a streetwalker. Like,
Yeah,
what
that.
did you say? My ears, like, peaked up, like, what?
Right.
He was super rude to Annie. And I will say this time, Annie had a really nice attitude. She had a nice disposition going into the situation. I was very pleased with her, and I was disappointed that she had that reaction from the brother, because it's like, dang, she was trying to be positive about the interaction, and he treated her like crap, basically.
Stacy?
I think Robert prepped him, his brother, before all this. I think he's talked crap about Annie, probably got in his head. And then, like, they have this male, like, the woman should be lucky to be with me. They're like thoughts. I feel like they're kind of, they're raised similarly, but the sister, I loved how she had Annie's back. And she's like, oh, no, I would have dumped you if you took me to a thrift store and bought me clothes. Like, no.
She did.
So
have
I think
Annie's
there's,
back.
like, a dynamic that's going on. They're like bros,
The whole what do you want from him type of vibe that we get. What does he have? He says all the time that he has nothing. Robin has called him broke. He's
Poor.
He can't get anything that she's asked. He took her to the thrift store when he told her to leave her clothes behind. What does she get from him? So in order to say that, there has to be a prize, a little jackpot or somewhere nearby. It's not there.
I think
so
she's
you can't
judged
say that.
because she's pretty. I think they all go into this like, oh, you're pretty, you're from the Dominican Republic, you must want something from me. You know what I mean? Like
but
maybe
what?
I don't. I don't know. In his mind, he has this big ego.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
I felt bad because I felt like she was almost a little excited to meet more of the family.
Yeah.
And that because Robin is so sweet. Like, she's so sweet. She comes across really, really sweet. That I think that Annie was actually excited to meet more of the family. And in the car, how she was saying, like, family's so important. Doesn't matter if you weren't raised with him. It's so important. So she had that. And to get the slap in the face when she got there, that's why I think what upset her and why she wanted to walk out, because she had already experienced this with the grandma.
Exactly.
Right? So she thought this was going to be a different experience, and it wasn't. It was more just judging her and saying that she wants something when y'all know, your brother. You know your brother doesn't have anything.
Right.
So, like, what could she possibly want from him?
I think that he views himself as her savior.
Yes.
So he puts himself on that pedestal, like, I'm saving you, and basically that's why you want to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, he might be partially right. I wouldn't say he's her savior, but he, you know, he's bringing her over from the islands and exposing.
But
I think
To
she
the
likes
thrift store.
her life better in the DR.
Hell
Yeah,
and
she did.
She really just
And I think
downgraded.
And I think she speaks up for herself, and that's what's turning these guys off. Like, wait, what? Like, because she said, "Are you cheap? Are you cheap like your brother?" She pretty much asked that.
She stirred the pot on that.
And then she also said, wait, she said something else like, your brother lied to me, and he said he had 3 kids when in reality he had 5, and that got really awkward too.
Yeah.
So like she just
even his sister was like, ooh.
She's speaking up for herself, and I feel like they don't like it.
Yeah.
And the brother's just like,
they don't.
it was just too much drama at that first meeting. Like,
But I like that Robin is there for her.
Yeah.
And I think it was that moment we saw with them when they were wedding dress shopping for Annie that like really like made me, it cemented that. Just like, I don't know, she's a good person, and she wasn't just gonna let them all just dog her out that quick. She's like, hold on, Bryson loves her.
yeah, that's
Like,
what matters.
He
Like,
really loves her, and he's like, yay. The brother, Kenny.
Yeah.
I missed
sarcastic.
the yay. Oh, I
yay.
missed that. Okay, I must not have heard that.
Yeah, petty from the jump.
Petty.
I think he gets the
think
petty
he was-
crown this episode.
Like Linda was saying, I think he just already in his mind didn't want to like her.
Yeah.
And
I
he
think
showed
and
it.
I kind of want to vote who was the pettiest, because I have someone else that I think was really petty. Blake. I mean Jasmine.
Jasmine was super
Let's
petty.
go to Blake and Jasmine. Jasmine was really petty tonight's episode. Okay, the birthday situation. She didn't want to go. He gave up on that for it to be like one of his best friends. They said Everett is the friend's name. To give up on going to the dinner that easily, it's just, oh, babe, I just want it to be the two of us. Okay. Like, and he thought, okay, maybe we'll go turn up. You know, she's not turning up. Go to the dinner and leave her behind.
I think they can make this relationship work. I think they both need to come to a compromise. I think Blake needs to understand she's not a party girl. She has no interest in alcohol, social gatherings, nothing like that. She is the truest definition of an introvert. And I think if he understands that and respects that and is okay with it, let her go on about her way. You go on about your way, you know, when you have something going on. And then maybe once in a while she can come with you to certain events. Maybe you can go with her to yoga or meditation, whatever it is that she likes to do, and just be happy together.
Well, if this was, let's say he invited her to just a movie night and they were chilling and eating popcorn at Everett's house, do you think she would have gone? Let's be real. If it was a chill situation and not them drinking and going out, would she have been there?
She wouldn't have wanted to, no. But I think she would have.
That's the problem.
I think she would have went. That is the problem. I've said that every week. That is a problem, and I still can't understand. I can't figure out the why. Like, why don't you want to? I understand Finnish people are more reserved. They're laid back, but for you not to want to socialize or gather with your fiance's friends and family is strange to me.
I have the why. I think that she's just not that into him. I think she's into the fact that her sister's here and she wants to be close to her sister, and this is her ticket there. I want you guys to think of just the chemistry. Do they have chemistry? Even knowing them or not knowing them on TV, even if it was a movie, do you feel these two have chemistry? Because I feel like it's lacking, and either they're acting really, really well and hiding that persona of each other, and it's scripted, and all the theories that people have out there, or they really just don't have chemistry. And the other thing that I just thought about, and I was like, why did it take me till episode 11 to ask myself this question? If her sister lives down the street and she's so unhappy staying at Blake's family's house, why can't she stay with her sister?
Her sister probably has a 1-bedroom, and she's probably not trying to be bothered.
But if that's your sister and she's your best friend in the world, and she's your family, and you're living with complete strangers over your family, why?
Yeah, I would do it. I would let my sister stay with me.
Like, is this just a setup of, like, I don't know?
Or we still don't know any tea about the sister. And I'm really surprised that the 90 Day fans haven't figured her out yet. But from the jump, when we first met her and she was on the way to the airport to pick Jasmine up with Blake, I'm like, so what is she... What's up with her?
Yeah, how is she over here?
We know how she got the visa.
She won the lottery.
She won the lottery, but we don't have any more tea on this girl.
Yeah, how do they financially support themselves over here?
That's what I was wondering, because she had a luxury apartment.
She was on her way to New York. Remember when we met her? She was on her way to New York.
So how is this? Because I was like, oh, she's got a nice little apartment, and that, for those of you that don't know,
in LA,
that apartment in LA is costing her at least $2,000 a month. $1,800, I would say, if it's a 1-bedroom.
Way more.
Yeah. If it's luxury,
at least.
Oh,
yeah.
At least.
I'm shocked, because how can you be together too and you have nothing in common? He likes music. He's super into his music. She's just kind of like, I like yoga and meditation. And what do they have in common?
I get opposites attract, but what I'm trying to figure out what
their love language is different though, and I was saying this earlier today. I think that the way they communicate is really, really different, and their love language is different. Blake feels loved by being around friends and family and celebrating. She feels loved by just one-on-one and no one else around her, right? And she doesn't feel like she has to communicate. And I think that, for me at least in this episode, she came across as very, very controlling. You know that your fiancé drinks. You know that he's going to his best friend's birthday. So for you to like, say that you're not going to kiss him because he's having one slushy drink and you're going to smell it on his breath. Like, you know who he was from the get-go.
Right.
So don't then turn around and say, don't drink, don't do this, and try to change him. He's not going to change.
Right.
He's who he was, and you accepted him for who he was, and that's why you said that you would marry him. Unless you're not marrying him for the right reasons.
Oh. Boom.
Throw it out there then.
Damn.
Say what it is.
All right, moving on to our first mic of the night, Mike and Natalie.
Mike and Natalie.
Tragedy.
So, who predicted that she was going to end up going? Did anyone last week?
No.
Okay, because I really thought that she was going to stay, but I could have sworn someone was like, hit the nail on the head. But, yeah, she ended up going to the airport, as we saw. What was the point?
I don't know.
Can someone let me know?
Because usually you go to the airport and you show, like, your emotion. Like, you know, she was just like,
She didn't swallow her pride.
But can we talk about the car ride? How awkward and bizarre and strange and manipulative was she in the car?
That was so weird.
It was so weird. It was like she was treating him like a child and a dog at the same time. Like, you're wonderful. Oh, you're a sweet boy. And it was just really bizarre. And it really solidified my claim that she's crazy.
Yeah, you're younger, and I knew this was gonna happen. I should have been with an older man. But what's wrong? Nothing is wrong.
Yeah, she's mind effing him.
Yeah.
Like, she's tearing up his mind.
What do they say? You could see it by everyone's eyes, like what type of person they are?
Well, yeah, her eyes. She's got those eyes.
Into her soul.
I don't know.
And they just shift from side to side. Like,
y'all.
The two of them.
I'm sorry, I took it to another, like.
The two of them, what was interesting to me was that the two of them in the car. So he, first of all, was really in his feelings. And he was not trying to let that go. He's not trying to have a conversation. It's basically like get me out of here, right? And so he didn't want to communicate. And then she went into this, like, baby talk, trying to, like, baby him or whatever, which I thought was super weird. But then when they're at the airport, And they did that like weird, like he's standing across the way staring at her.
That was weird.
All of it, I just felt awkward. I'm like, you two are being really awkward, and I'm in my own home feeling awkward. Like, what's happening right now?
It was childish.
It was and he called her out on being childish, but I also think that he took it to the extreme. Like, let's communicate. You guys are both grown people. Use your words and say what's on your mind and what's bothering you. And then that way, it's not like all weird and you're doing like baby stuff and you're like, I just felt like he was pouting a lot. Yeah. Like, use your words. Tell her what made you angry and what you don't like.
But she knew. Like, if you're not saying that you love someone, but you can say it any other time, but when the producer asks, you don't, what do you say? I mean, I think he wanted her to ride with him, but after that, it was probably like, he was like, nothing else to say.
He was like, forget it.
Yeah. I think he's just fed up. I think she manipulates him emotionally all the time. So I think it's like a Tania Sinjin situation. And I think she thinks she has the upper hand. I think she's spoiled. I think her mom, just to see in the way that her mom treats her like a baby, she grew up spoiled. So I think she manipulates him.
She
and controls
is spoiled.
him. And you could just see he's like, wears his heart more on his sleeve, and she's just kind of like stonewalls him and like cuts
for
him off
sure.
She didn't want to walk him to the gate or anything.
She didn't want to give him a hug.
Nothing.
That was crazy to me. I'm like, you don't even know the next time you'll see him.
Yeah, and he's in debt, and he spent all this money on this ticket
that he doesn't have.
He doesn't have, and this is how we're gonna. This is how we're gonna play it out.
Right.
Noted. All right. For the second Michael of the night, it's him and Juliana. So it's wedding time, and I just wanted to shed a little light on the conversation that Max and Cece had, because they're such adults.
So cute.
When she had a little sip of her drink and then sat it down, it's like, so yeah, how do you feel? Like, what do you think? I'm like, oh my God.
I love those two.
They are great.
They are good kids.
They are great. Their answers are great. She's not afraid of him. She's not nervous for him to marry Juliana because of who she is, but just in general.
Like, are you nervous?
She's worried about the reactions of others.
Yes. I don't know. They need a show, okay?
They do.
They need a show. We love the kids on 90 Day. Juliana was a little upset because of like her family not showing up, but I thought it was really nice for the friends to send the video and then her two friends to show up. I was not surprised. Was anyone else that they didn't show up? That her family?
Well, no, because they weren't supposed to.
But they didn't even text
They didn't call or text.
That's the part that was upsetting her.
Yeah, but my thing was like, they might have felt a way too. Like, why are we not invited? Why can't we come? So they might have, there might be some contention there.
Right.
Is there more, you think? Like more stuff behind? Like
maybe. They might just feel away, because how would you feel if that was your sister getting married in another country and you're not invited?
I also think I think there is more to it, and if you guys remember back to previous episodes, how she barely talks to them because they think like she's like the rich princess on the hill, and then they want things, right? So she kind of cut that off. So I think that by her not inviting them, like you said, they do feel a certain kind of way because they don't know what's going on, but they know that she's living the lavish lifestyle while she's struggling.
Right.
Or while they're struggling. And so I could see why it would be a thing. Do you know what I mean? So
it's probably jealousy, and then their feelings are probably hurt too at the same time. But boundaries are boundaries. But my thing to her is you can't expect them to be okay with it either.
Right.
Right.
And you know, they broke up before too, so maybe that has like an impact on how they're feeling too, because remember they broke up for a while. Who knows why that was and what he put her through, or what whatever happened between that.
But the sister's she got a car out of this.
She got a car though.
Right. She should be hitting somebody up. Congrats. And hang up if you have to, but you're riding around making money off of a car that you didn't pay for.
That's true.
Have a good night, sis. Have a great night.
That's actually very true.
Okay, moving on. Tania and Sinjin, things got heated with them as well. Last week it did too. I mean, it's just it never ends with this couple. So they have the astrology reading or whatever, and everything's fine until she says that she doesn't feel that that's her soulmate, that she gets that soulmate feeling from Sinjin. Thoughts on this whole situation?
Not just that. She said that she already met her soulmate with her ex.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you guys.
And that she says that she sees herself for now, not forever, but for now with Sinjin, but that she sees him as the father of
her
children.
kids. Yeah,
the father, and then
Very
she says,
manipulative.
"Well," and then I want to know if you guys think that she's leaving the window or the door open for her ex to come back.
Hell yeah, she even said it. She said it. She's like, I don't this for now, but I can't say for in the future if we would not, our souls wouldn't go back
come back.
together.
I think it's just very sad. I feel like she constantly reminds Sinjin that he's not good enough.
Yeah.
That's how she keeps him there.
Yeah, it's like she's always diminishing him with no rhyme or reason. It's just like, you're just not good enough.
Yeah.
Period.
I think she dangles men in front of him to put him down because, I'm sorry, but I think Sinjin's too good for her. Like, I think his personality's too good. He's like cool. People like, I mean, he's a fan favorite. It's sad. But I mean, like, she's not, what does Tania have? Like,
Yeah,
do
she's not
people love her?
giving
Like,
anything.
is she giving him anything?
No.
So she puts him down to keep him there.
Yeah.
He can stand the she shed.
Oh.
like, that's all she
The
keeps
she
him.
shed. Yeah, I can't name one thing that she's actually bringing to this relationship. Not one.
Not even love.
Nothing.
Not even unconditional love.
Nope.
Bree, can you name anything? Bree in the booth.
Can I name
Anything?
that's unconditional love that she has for him?
No, anything that Tania is bringing to this relationship.
Sex.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, she
okay,
might be
yeah.
throwing it down. She might be throwing it
She
down.
could be.
Because they're very vocal about their sex life on the show. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
but like, I mean,
Well,
that
she
seems
named
to be
one.
the only thing that I see that she brings. Not to shame that in any way. Like,
Right.
that's a valuable thing to bring. Just she doesn't seem to
But that can't be
have
it
anything
if it's
else
a relationship.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I just think she's just super manipulative. The fact that she said she loves him, but he's not. It's not a soulmate connection, like we were saying.
Yeah.
And but he's good enough to have babies with.
Yeah.
Very
That hurt.
shady.
Listen, he should have been on that next flight out of there. He should have been like, I'm not your soulmate. Peace out. Like,
There's
we're
nothing
good.
else to say. Yeah.
Nothing else to say.
In that moment, but then next week she'll be like, I love you, you are my soul. Like, it's like it's up and down. It's never like steady stability. It's constantly like, let me
Poor
use something
Sinjin.
in that.
Right.
I don't know. Bugs
Yeah.
me.
It's toxic.
Do you
That's the
think
word.
that that's why a lot of these people, I mean, it's like a common denominator. A lot of these people are controlling, manipulating. Do you think that's why they are meeting people abroad because they can control them more and bring them over here? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why
Probably.
they're bringing, like, it seems like a common thing,
I can see that. Yeah.
which is so sad.
that could be a part of the draw.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Agreed.
Keep them.
Moving on to Michael and Angela.
Oh my God, I just love these two. I just love them. I
So
love them.
she
She's so crazy.
Found herself at the U.S. Embassy, honey. She was not playing. She
My
needed
embassy.
answers.
to
Right.
my embassy.
It's my right. Like, she was not having it. We really didn't see anything after that for dealing with the embassy other than her saying what happened when she went in, which was them basically the lady laughing at her like, because I can only imagine how demanding she was when she walked
Right.
into that embassy.
Right.
The lady's probably like, who do you think you're talking to?
Right.
Not over here. Because really, we see her go off on men, but we never see her go off on any women in Nigeria.
True.
She knows who to play with and who not to. They're not going to put their hands on you. Try another woman.
Right.
Try a woman while in Nigeria. Go ahead. But okay, so she's upset that she has to buy Mama a microwave. Thoughts on that? Do you have to have like a big gift every time you come, or just it can be anything?
It sounds like the gifts are getting bigger though.
So
based
he's
on what
looking
she's
out for
saying.
his mom. That's what he's doing.
But it's just a microwave. Like, get it for her.
She doesn't have it.
I know.
If she doesn't
but
have it,
you have the money to bring him over here, and you're all like, you're on those flights out of here. You have to have like $50 or $95 for a microwave.
just enough. There's 9 people living with her, right, Linda? About 9 people in that
he
one
would have
house.
been 10.
Yeah.
I mean, and that is part of that culture. Like, just speaking from an African culture and Ghanaian culture, like there's a lot about respect and elders and even like me from Canada, you don't go over to someone's house without something like a bottle of wine or flowers or chocolate. It's just a respect thing, and for her to be the daughter-in-law, you're not only respecting your elder, you're showing respect to your mother-in-law. And so a microwave is a big deal in the whole scheme of things for the mother-in-law, given the economy. But like for Angela, like she says, $95, when in the US she would pay $50 for it. that's not a lot if you put it in the big scheme and grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she was really doing the most. And then when the tea kettle came in, well, the aunt is hosting. You weren't going to the mom's house. Because at first I was like, oh, now there's tea kettle involved. What's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
But we realized that the party's at the aunt's house, and it's back to that don't go empty-handed thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about
So,
respect.
Yeah, it's about respect. And I just wanted to say one more thing about the embassy and how different Michael and Angela are. So Michael goes to the camera and says, hey, I'm going to sit here and wait on this bench because I'm Nigerian. You can't just walk into the embassy without an appointment, right? Angela's like, I'm walking into my embassy.
My embassy.
No appointment, nothing. And then I just thought it was funny that she's just like slap in the face.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish they would have filmed that.
Yeah.
And he just let her. He was like,
everyone's-
"Let me just let her do her thing. Let me let her learn on her own."
Yeah.
And then when she said, okay,
Angie.
when she was talking and she was like, okay, we'll get the microwave. I saw like a laugh at Michael. Like he does love her. Like he likes it. He likes the excitement. He likes Angela. Like he likes her personality.
Yeah.
So I think they're in love.
I think he likes the little crazy that she brings.
He
to the
does.
table.
He does.
So let's talk about really quick the uncle telling her that they she should move on. They should just do their own thing and she should let him live his life and start a family. Thoughts?
That's his brother.
His brother.
Mhm.
Okay, the brother.
Yakni. Yeah, is the brother, and I thought that was really.
But she's not gonna cut up in there. That's for sure. So
I feel like that's a conversation you have one-on-one with Michael.
Oh, but Michael's in trouble because when Michael leaves or when they get in the car, that's it. She's gonna go all the way off on Michael for the brother saying that to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because she probably feels like he's disclosing too much information to the family.
Right.
Like some of this stuff needs to be between us. But I do think that that conversation should have been had between Michael and the brother one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's like bro talk.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. She's gonna snap though, for sure. And she said it for him to prepare himself. Moving on really quick, we have Emily and Sasha and of course Betsy is there. So one thing I just want to point out is when she's like, oh, well, we're going to have to get married soon or ASAP or whatever. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay. Do you think he really knew what ASAP meant?
No.
You don't think he knew it all?
Mm-mm.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think he knew. You?
I don't think he
No?
knew. How would
I think he knew.
Kind of like, huh?
I think he knew for some reason.
I don't think he did.
I don't think that was the first time she just said, we have to do this ASAP. I don't know. They're in a rush for everything. I don't know.
He doesn't look too interested.
He doesn't.
He just doesn't look interested, period. But I think he knows what ASAP means.
And my last question for this, me too. And my last question for this couple, do you agree with Betsy's comment? I think you have the right dress, but I hope you don't have the wrong. But I hope you have the right groom.
Betsy, everything that comes to your mind doesn't need to be said. I'm not saying she's wrong, but it didn't need to be said. Like, spare your sister's feelings. So that's your sister. Come on now. You'd be a little bit kinder, softer.
Long story short, I have a different vibe on Betsy. I think Betsy's hating on her sister.
She is a
I
hater.
think she's the older sister. She's hating that her sister Emily has a kid and now is getting married and is projecting that. Yeah, you might have some doubts about Sasha, but at the end of the day, that's your sister, so just support her. But all this like ugliness that's coming out of your mouth, it's reeks to me as jealousy, personally.
Yep, that's a hateful
Stacy?
heart.
Yeah, no, I think she's jealous. I think Sasha, though, I think he's still not in it for the right reasons. I think he's marrying her to come to the U.S.
I agree 100%. I agree. All right, we're going to move on to the special segment, What Do You Think? We have time for one question. What you got?
Okay.
What's hot?
Does love grow over time, like Natalie said? Because she was explaining it like that. You think love grows over time?
Yeah.
So you don't think you could just like be in love with someone and like by the time she was with Mike, like she should have been in love fully? Like should she have been in love fully?
I think that she should have loved him, but there's levels to it.
Okay.
Like love does grow over time, but you need to at least have that seed planted and the roots need to be it needs to be coming up out the ground.
Yeah,
you know,
something need to be sprouting.
Yeah, there needs to be some sprouts coming out. So I wouldn't use that necessarily as an excuse for her saying that she doesn't love Mike. Like
Leonard?
But
I said it last week. If there's a ring involved and you've proposed, you should already be in love.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
period.
Yeah.
Period.
Stacey, you're gonna answer your own question?
I think love grows over time, though. I think you need to get to know someone. But at this 90 days, I don't think I could do it personally.
Right.
Because how do you know a person?
But they've known each other
I think it
before.
depends. Yeah. But I know for a fact, yeah, you can't. You say it all the time.
In 90,
You can't
You
do it.
gotta see me sick.
All right.
Take care of me.
Moving on to news and gossip. What you got, Linda?
All right, here we go. So, guys, the receipts are out there somewhere, and we possibly have it. But turns out that Sinjin went on live recently. I think it was on Sunday, and was like partying it up a little bit. Told the fans that were lucky enough to catch it that he was single and he was back in South Africa. It was a quick post and delete, and everyone in the comments was like, hey, did anyone catch a screen grab of this? They reached out to another Instagram blogger to see if he got it, because, you know, everyone's usually with the screenshots, and no one seems to have it, but we do have a little bit of the video, so let's go ahead and play that. So we see him drinking his wine, hanging out, looking like looking like there's no cares in the world over there, right? No cares.
Flipping the hair.
His best life. There's a girl in the video too. One half part of it.
Yeah, there is, but I think she's more of a fan. I'm not sure, Bree in the booth, if we can get that little click off so we can see that girl's face a little bit. There's a box in front of her face. We can get that removed. That'd be great. If not, guys,
She's vibing.
I think on the screen right here we see the full video.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So and look, they're partying.
Having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good for him.
guys, apparently he's single. So go ahead and slide in that DM if you're about that life.
They're doing it already.
Moving on, Angela. Angela was spotted in Nigeria. Turns out Angela and Michael are getting married, and they're not only getting married like tomorrow, they are getting married on the 27th. So just a few days away.
Oh,
She's
wow.
out there.
Oh, wow.
She got caught at the
5
airport.
days.
Yes. And then also, too, we have to give a shout out to, I think it's Frauded by TLC. They posted the wedding invite, and they can't confirm that this is the actual or the mock-up, but January 27th is the day. K3, it's about to be happening and popping, and they're about to be official finally. So
5 days,
Oh
Angie.
my God, we need some
Congrats.
fans from out there to take some
congratulations
snapshots,
to
please.
them. Looks like it's not over with Mike and Natalie. She was also low-key filmed in Seattle at Pike Market. The two of them are filming out there in Seattle, so it looks like her visa came through. She was able to come out to the U.S., and he must have forgiven her after this week's episode, because they are still filming their love story.
Wait, for this season, or is it for a future?
This season is
Yeah,
wrapped.
so what
this
is
is
this
for
up
a
to?
future. So we know that we're going to see more of Mike and Natalie, right?
Yeah.
Moving on, Annie and Robert. A couple of things. The sisters, sister love, hashtag sister. I just thought it was really sweet that we saw this week on this episode that that's exactly what they were wearing, and they went ahead and did a story about them just having that sister love, and we saw that Robin really did have Annie's back. So I think that their relationship is really true, and they really enjoy each other's company. So I thought that was really sweet. And then what I think is great, and shout out to 90 Day News Now, Stacy, for posting this. But Robert posted this on his Instagram, and it's kind of making fun of himself, saying he was not poor, but poor. So go ahead, Robert, with the empty pockets. I thought that was a funny
I like how he
cartoon.
handles it, though. He's pretty, like, he laughs at himself. Like, he doesn't get
Right
pissed
here,
off.
not on the show.
Not on the show. No, I
Who's
hate-
poor?
I don't like how he talks. I just think he talks really gross. And then the last one is he did a Q&A, and he was answering some questions about having children. So there's a couple things he says. One, the question says, to suggest Annie is a streetwalker, yet your bro has, or you and your bro have 12 kids combined. And then he says, pay attention, I never said she was a streetwalker, and my brother's 5 kids are adopted, is what he's saying.
His 7 kids are adopted.
Right, but he said 5. So,
So 5 out of
five
the
out of
7 are adopted.
Maybe he took them on from a family member.
Maybe. And then, does Bryson's porn star grandma help with you? with help with Bryson at all, or was it all talk? And here again, he says, no, she doesn't help. So I thought that was interesting for those two as well.
I don't know if I believe that.
She seemed
really, very active. Yeah. I don't know if I believe that.
Right. And last but not least, we just want to send our thoughts and prayers and positive vibes to Anna. So Anna and Marcel Anna. So she posted on her Insta stories recently that she had a really scary week. She had some pain in her calves, that her calves started to swell. Turns out that, and swell in that they were double the size as they normally were. Turns out she had blood clots in her legs.
Oh, wow.
Dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. She was in severe pain. They gave her blood thinners. She went home, but started to have some chest pains.
Oh, wow.
Went back, and those blood clots were in her chest as well. So she is on bed rest till further notice. And she basically says to her fans, and I agree with this 100%, if you do not feel like yourself and something is wrong, go and get checked out. Whether you have health insurance or not, go to a doctor, go to an ER, go to a clinic, and find out, because that will save your life. And specifically, blood clots specifically, they can kill you. And so just make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
That is wild.
I think we actually have one more photo, Linda.
Oh, yes. And then speaking of Anna, and guys, I love the sleuths out there. Someone tagged me in this post. You know how there were questions of whether or not Marcel had gotten on that plane?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Marcel was caught in a Walmart in Bellevue, Nebraska. So y'all know he's grocery shopping at Walmart. He did not get on the plane. And they're still together. And they're still married. And those are the receipts. And I told you guys last week when I posted about his birthday and they were all together, you know that they're not traveling back and forth and all the nonsense. Here he's in Walmart doing his thing.
Yes,
shopping. Guys. So, you know, here's what I think. I think out of all the couples, everyone gets married, and whether they last or not, who knows?
Okay.
Oh, and I do have to say one more thing, because I did talk about it earlier. Michael and Angela, yes, they're getting married. There might be a new roadblock, and the roadblock is apparently coming into effect soon. The current administration is planning to extend a travel ban, and one of the countries is Nigeria.
I heard about that. She's gonna go crazy.
Yep.
Dang. Wild. All right, so before we end, I just want to say that I crown Petty, Queen Petty, because I said at the beginning of the show that I would. I'm giving it to Jasmine. Who do you give it to really quick?
Me?
Yeah.
I give it to Robert's brother.
Robert's brother?
Queen of Petty. I'm going to say, Robert's brother as well.
Out of those two? Jasmine.
Okay, it's a tie. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Where can everyone find you, ladies?
You guys can follow me all over social media at Stacy_Olivas, at 90 Day Fiancé now. Hit me up. We love talking to you.
Guys, all across social media, Linda's so girly. Hit me up with all that news and gossip.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Ms. Ashley Marie.
You guys make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me all over at Hey Alex Bowers. We'll see you here next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.